Hello and welcome to the VTAC application screencast. Today we're going to introduce you to special consideration and scholarships through VTAC's Equity Schemes and Scholarships application. The VTAC process broadly consists of 3 steps. The first is creating your VTAC account and completing your profile. The second step is submitting your course application and preferences. The third is applying for equity schemes and scholarships, which is what we'll be focusing on today. If you've not yet created your VTAC account or completed your profile or submitted your course application and preferences, please see parts 1 to 4 of this series. To access your VTAC account, click on the Login button in the top right-hand corner of the VTAC website. Then enter your login details, so email address and password. As part of keeping your VTAC account secure, VTAC will need to authenticate your identity. There are 3 options. The first is your phone by SMS, the second is email, the third is through an authenticator app. I'll click on phone number and continue. Now I'll click on the blue Send Code button. VTAC will send me a code to the mobile phone number I listed when creating my account. Okay, there it is. I'll just enter and click Verify Code. Okay, so now we're in the account, we've completed the profile and successfully submitted our preferences. Now we can apply for special consideration and scholarships through equity schemes. To access equity schemes, you can either click on the links in the top navigation bar or on the big dark blue button lower down on the page. Okay, so here's the first page of the Equity Schemes and Scholarships application, which gives you a quick rundown on what the application is. You'll see that there are different areas of consideration, and you can apply for as many as are relevant to your circumstances. There's plenty of information on the VTAC website about the categories. Check out the links in the video description. The Equity Schemes application will take us through each category as part of completing the application. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to answer yes to each question so that we can explore equity schemes in its entirety. You'll need to answer yes or no to each question in order to reach the submit page at the end, even if you're only applying for one category. If you just want to view a specific category in this video, please use the timestamps available in the video description. Okay, let's start the application. The first category is financial hardship. You'll notice when you land on each page the type of evidence usually required for this category. This is not specific to you or your application, it's just there as general advice. So, if financial difficulties have impacted on your daily life and ability to study, apply here by answering yes to this question. I'll just make it clear that you do not have to be in receipt of government benefits such as Centrelink to apply under this category. If this area is not relevant to your circumstances, click no, then save and continue to move to the next category. Okay, so you'll first need to identify the years that your studies were affected, so you should click on all relevant options. So if you, the applicant, are in receipt of Centrelink benefits, so they're made directly to you and in your name, you can provide your Centrelink number and we can access the records electronically on your behalf. However, we cannot access your parent or guardian's records this way, only yours. If your parent or guardians are in receipt of family tax benefit A and or B, or another type of Centrelink payment, tick the relevant boxes and you'll be advised to provide documentary evidence. If you or your household has received a support payment from Rural Finance or another state body, select this option at the bottom. If there are no Centrelink benefits made, you can still apply with written statements. So you'll need to outline why you're not receiving Centrelink benefits, the financial hardship you've experienced, and the impact on your education. Okay, so that's financial hardship. We'll just save and continue. Next is living with a disability or medical condition. So, living with a disability or medical condition refers to any learning, physical, sensory, psychiatric, or mental health medical condition, illness, or disability. Again, you'll find the general evidence requirements here. We'll answer yes to open up this category. You'll need to identify the disability or medical condition. So I'll use, for example, a broken arm. Then you'll need to tell us the duration, so when the condition or disability first presented and when you recovered. If the circumstances are ongoing, tick this box. You can add other medical conditions or disabilities by clicking on this box again. You'll need to write a statement no longer than 2,000 characters explaining how the disability or medical condition has impacted your education and prevented you from meeting your potential. So you can see the evidence required for this category lower down. You'll need to provide a statement of support from the health practitioner you've been consulting about the condition. Like your impact statement, this also has to identify the condition or disability and detail its impact on your education. This is a very important distinction, educational impact. Both statements, yours and the health practitioners, need to detail not only the condition, but how it has prevented you from reaching your full potential in your studies. I'll just put some example text there so we can save and proceed. Okay, so that's living with a disability or medical condition. We'll save and continue and move on to the next category, which is difficult family and life circumstances. You can view the general evidence requirements here. Okay, we'll click yes and proceed. So you'll first need to identify the years of study impacted by the circumstances, and you can pick as many as are relevant to you. You'll then be asked specific questions about circumstances, the first being around sexual assault, family, and domestic violence. For those with relevant circumstances, you can choose to provide a statement of support from a responsible adult or provide documentation from a community or government organisation that confirms the circumstances. We have examples of such organisations on our webpage here. So it could be from Victoria Police or the Royal Women's Hospital, the Salvos, Headspace, Domestic Violence Australia, the Smith family, and so on. And this is all you will need to provide for these circumstances. The next question is about refugee or asylum seeker status. The statement instructing me to provide a statement of support appears because I am an Australian citizen. For those applicants who are on humanitarian and refugee visas, you'll be instructed to upload your current visa. Those applicants who were previously on such a visa should provide this as well as completing an impact statement and providing a statement of support. The next section is for those whose home environment has been disrupted. The first tick box in this section relates to homelessness. You'll need to outline the duration. If the circumstances are ongoing, click the box underneath. This is also an area where you can choose between providing a statement of support or providing a statement from a government or community organisation as evidence. If you are currently in or have previously been in formal out of home care, click here. You'll need to identify the type of out of home care, then outline the duration. You can choose whether to provide a statement of support or provide a statement from a government or community organisation. If there has been a death of an immediate family member or close friend, you will first need to identify the date of passing and the relationship. For this, you can provide a statement of support or the death certificate. You can write an impact statement, but this is optional. Next is long-term illness of a family member or friend. You will need to identify the relationship, then the type of illness and its duration. For this, you'll need to write an impact statement and provide a statement of support. If your circumstances relate to divorce, you'll need to provide the time the divorce or separation occurred. Then write an impact statement and provide a statement of support. Okay, the next section is natural disaster. You'll need to identify the type of natural disaster, when it occurred, and the state in which it occurred. For this, you only need to provide a statement of support. The next section is abusive living, school, or work environment. For those who have experienced physical, psychological, or emotional abuse, you'll first need to identify the duration. You'll need to write an impact statement and provide a statement of support. If you've experienced racism, sexism, homophobia, or other negative treatment based on your personal characteristics, identity, or orientation, you'll need to identify the negative behavior. If the negative behavior isn't listed, click Other, and you're not limited to one tick box here. Then you'll need to identify what the behavior targeted you based on. You'll need to select the duration, then write an impact statement and provide a statement of support. The next area focuses on bullying. Again, identify the duration, then you'll need to write an impact statement and provide a statement of support. If your education has been disrupted because you have moved schools a minimum of 3 times between years 10 and 12, that can be considered here. First, you'll need to tell us how many schools you attended between years 10 and 12. Then you'll need to add each school and the duration of your attendance. I'll add a few examples. After that, you'll need to write a statement outlining the reasons you changed schools and the impact on your education. You'll need to provide a statement of support. Next, we have excessive family responsibilities. So, excessive carer duties for children or other family members. Outline the duration, then the number of hours spent each week on these duties. You'll need to provide an impact statement outlining the reasons you had to provide care, if you do this on your own, or whether you receive support from friends, family, or an agency. If the person or people you care for live with a disability, medical condition, or illness, and the impact on your education, including the years of study involved. You'll also need to submit a statement of support. Underneath the text box, you'll need to outline the people you care for, specifically your relationship to them. And at the bottom, we have other family and life circumstances. So anything else that has impacted on your ability to perform at your best and not listed above. You'll need to write an impact statement describing the circumstances, their impact on your education, and how they prevented you from reaching your potential. I'll just put some example text here for us to save and proceed. The next area relates to scholarships through VTAC. So, if you would like to be considered for a scholarship and financial assistance with the costs of tertiary study, answer yes to this question about providing a scholarship statement. With these scholarships, you're not applying for a particular opportunity, but a pool of scholarships offered by several participating institutions. There's a list on our website. The link is available in the video description below. So, by completing these statements, you're making yourself eligible for a wide range of scholarships. If you meet the criteria for any of these opportunities, the institution may offer you a scholarship. Many of these opportunities are offered on an access and equity basis, which is why it's part of our equity schemes application. You'll first be asked how a scholarship will benefit you. So, here you can explain how a scholarship will benefit your studies. There's no need to repeat any financial hardship details if you've applied for this special consideration, but instead focus on the benefits of receiving a scholarship. I'll just enter some example text so we can proceed. You'll also be asked if you have leadership or community experience. If you do, just outline your experience in the text box below. Now that we've completed all of the sections of the Equity Schemes and Scholarships application, we'll click on the Submit button. You can come back and edit your statements or any of the information you've entered as many times as necessary until the Equity Scheme's closing date. Okay, so that's part 5 of the 2026 VTAC application screencast, the Equity Schemes and Scholarships application. But we're not quite done, as most of the categories require evidence. Join us for part 6, providing evidence for your Equity Schemes and Scholarships application. Thanks for watching.